and it's down there on our left. Pine trees from Norfolk Island in the South Pacific, and you'll see them scattered all around the island. A beautiful pine tree. In fact, many people consider Norfolk pines to be the perfect pine tree. And the town in front of us is called Laie, and that's where the Polynesian Cultural Center is located. All these large buildings, big parking lot, replica villages of South Pacific Island groups. And there are 7 groups represented at the center from Polynesia. In addition to Hawaiians, there are Tahitians, Samoans, Tongans, Fijians, Maoris from New Zealand, and natives from the Marquesas Island. And the Cultural Center is the most popular paid attraction in the islands. They get over 2,000 visitors a day, and it's open every day except Sundays. They do put on a terrific show and a great luau. This complex of buildings coming up on our right side around the oval, tennis courts, and swimming pool, that's Brigham Young University, Hawaii campus. And not far from BYU is the Mormon Temple, the large white building and other buildings in that area. The Mormons have been here a long time, 157 years. They started the Cultural Center first part of last century, and they operate Brigham Young University. And we're crossing back over the coal loughs back to the leeward side of the island. Those are the Waianae Mountains in front of us. All these light green fields in front of us and to our right, that's where we used to grow sugarcane. We haven't grown any sugarcane on Oahu or the Big Island in a long time, 14, 15 years. I think Maui and Kauai are the only islands that are still growing sugarcane. The Big Island now grows a lot of macadamia nuts. They have the world's largest mac farm on the Big Island, and they grow a lot of macadamia coffee, especially Kona coffee, the world's best gourmet coffee. Here on Oahu, we grow a lot of pineapples, and most of that cultivated land in front of us, from our far right to our distant left front, is pineapples, and the Dole Pineapple Company is the only grower on the island. Their plantation is in front of us. They have a restaurant down there, gardens, 2 small trains, and a giant maze. This little compound on our left, that's an Army family housing area. It's part of Schofield Barracks. And here's the Dole Plantation. Very nice place to visit. Come up here for lunch, have a nice cool pineapple drink, walk around the gardens, or if you have time, go into the maze, or take a train ride. And in front of us is the Wheeler Airfield, and Wheeler also was used during World War II. It has remained an active airfield ever since. It belongs to the Army. On our right, that's all Schofield Barracks. The dip in the Waianae Mountains behind Schofield, that's the Koli Pass. And on December 7, 1941, the Japanese aircraft carriers were way out there, out of sight, about 250 miles north of the island. And altogether, they launched 350 airplanes, and some of those planes flew low level through the Koli Pass, and within seconds they hit Schofield Barracks, then they hit Wheeler, and then continued down to Pearl Harbor. This is the home of the 25th Infantry Division, Tropic Lightning, and they have about 120 helicopters, Chinooks, Kiowas, and Blackhawks. The 25th and most of their helicopters left last September for their second tour of duty to Iraq. Pearl Harbor up ahead is restricted airspace. I'm trying to get a clearance so we can overfly it. It has a narrow entrance and 3 locks, the west lock, the middle lock, and the east lock. All the ships anchored in the middle lock, they're all old decommissioned ships. It's a mothball fleet. Whenever there's a big naval exercise in the area, the Navy comes in, takes 1 or more of those ships out, uses them as targets, and then they eventually sink them. The shopping complex on our right, that's the Waikele shopping area, exit 7 off the H1 freeway. That's where all the factory outlets are located. So if you have any money left over before you take your plane, you gotta stop there. Okay, we got a clearance. We can descend a little bit now. That's Ford Island in front of us in the middle of the East Lock, and that's where most of the action took place on December 7, 1941, all around Ford Island. There were ships everywhere in Pearl Harbor, but all the big ships were around Ford Island, the battleships, the heavy cruisers, the destroyers, plus the airfield in the middle of the island. Major target. Fortunately on that day, all the aircraft carriers were gone. On this side of Ford Island, in front of the little white pier, you see a long brown object just above the water. That's the USS Utah battleship. It's on its side. The Utah and the Arizona are the only 2 ships that are still underwater. And on the other side of Fort Island is the USS Missouri battleship, the Mighty Mo, the last of the great battleships that were built. The USS Missouri, the Mighty Mo, the last of the great battleships that were built, served in 3 wars. The Japanese surrendered on our aft deck in 1945. Off the bow of the Missouri is the Arizona Memorial. When the Arizona was hit, it only took about 9 minutes for it to sink, with 1,177 sailors and Marines on board. We have several surface ships on our right, submarines on our left. Pearl Harbor is home to a large fleet of attack submarines. Most of them are usually out to sea. And further to our right is Hickam Air Force Base, lots of transports, tankers, F-15 and F-16 fighters. And this is all Air Force and Navy housing all around us, including the Navy Marine Corps Golf Course and all the homes around that too. A lot of military around here. The large pink building out there on our left side, on the side of the hill, that's the Tripler Army Medical Center. They look after all the medical needs of all the military in Hawaii. And thank you very much for flying with us. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Please be careful getting off the helicopter. And up front, I'll take your headsets.